Aaron Whitlow.
Brandon Spivey.
Thank you for checking out the Mark Out Movie Podcast. We are now going to be doing our honorable mentions and then our top 20 list from 2024. I kick it off since you kicked it off. All right, number 5 honorable mention would be Beetlejuice. It was good to see Michael Keaton being Michael Keaton. And Catherine O'Hara is great in it. I'm not big on Wednesday Addams, whatever. I'm not huge on Jenna Ortega. I'm not huge on her as an actress. I think that, like, especially in Scream, I think that the other lady was a much better actress than Jenna Ortega, in my opinion. I know people would probably criticize.
I've only seen Jenna in Scream 5 and 6, and X, and now this. That's all I've seen her in, and I've only seen Melissa in Scream 5 and 6. Your Monster and Abigail.
Yeah.
So it's 4-4.
But she
is better.
Yeah, she is better. But Beetlejuice. I thought they did a good job handling the thing with the dad in a good way.
Yeah.
But I think that ultimately though, it was good, man. I enjoyed Michael Keaton and kind of made me want to see more Michael in that role. I'm okay if I don't get Winona Ryder. I'm not huge on Winona. I've never really been a big Winona Ryder fan.
Me either, honestly. But Stranger Things brought her back.
Yeah. Oh, for the next season?
No, I mean just
in life.
General.
Okay.
In the business.
Mm-hmm.
She was nothing. I mean, she doing a lot of films that nobody would watch, and of course
made her relevant. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know her like that, but she's just not somebody I would go to see.
Yeah.
So, but she will make my list on this with Beetlejuice. It did make my honorable mentions. It made actually one of my best films, and I was not excited to see it at all. I will go into it. Number 5 for me. I went back and forth on this.
Okay.
I eventually took out Ghostbusters because that was my number 5. Because I did like it. You
did like it?
I wasn't excited to watch it, but I liked it. I actually had fun with it. But I'm gonna go Beverly Hills Cop 4. I feel like every movie on my list, honorable mentions, shouldn't be there, honestly. But I missed a lot of movies. So, but yeah, I liked seeing Eddie Murphy back as Axel. I love seeing Judge back.
Yeah, Judge was my favorite part.
But it just wasn't much but when we get the reunion of Haggard and Billy, unfortunately, Haggard passed
away, yeah.
Like shortly after that came out, like a month or two. But the story was, it wasn't great.
Yeah.
Kevin Bacon was okay. But I don't know, just seeing the original trilogy, the original people in it, it brought a smile on my face, especially the last act.
Yeah, I agree.
So it makes my list, and I'm being
for
biased.
nostalgia. Yeah, I understand.
And nostalgia.
Yeah. All right, number 4 for me is Rebel Ridge. I enjoyed Rebel Ridge. I thought it was, like I told you, it gave me Rambo vibes.
I agree.
I wish that it had a little bit more. The action in it was good. I wish it had a little bit more action. But I want to see more of this guy in this type of role. I thought he did a great job.
I would say for the first 15 minutes, I was gonna give it like 5 stars, but I didn't. I did enjoy it, but it just, I don't know. It felt like it was gonna be Rambo, and it wasn't in a way. But I don't know. But I liked it. I really liked it. I mean. It was a good Netflix original, which we don't hardly ever say. I don't think anyone does.
No.
But yeah, that was your number 5?
Yeah.
Okay, number 4 for me.
No, that's number 4 for me.
Was that 4?
Yeah, Rebel Ridge
you went
is 4.
first. That's right. Okay, number 4 for me is a movie you hated. I was shocked it didn't go to your worst. But it's a Christmas movie that came out in theaters called Red One. A lot of people have hated on this movie. I don't understand. I think it's kind of The Rock. They feel he does the same role every movie. Yeah. But The Rock's not why I like this movie. It's Chris Evans. He's a bad father. He's a bad person. and he grows in this movie. And I also like seeing J.K. Simmons. And I didn't realize this, but this is like the second time he's played Santa. But it's the first time in live action he plays Claus in the animated Netflix movie.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you did.
But I thought it was a fun Christmas movie. It's different. It's more like an. I agree with this. People say it's like a Marvel movie with Christmas setting and themes. I agree, but I had fun with it.
Yeah, yeah. Number 3 for me, my honorable mentions is Late Night with the Devil.
I didn't get to watch it.
Yeah, it was a good movie. It didn't make my best list because there were some. I think that there were some things that they could have did better in it, but I enjoyed the guy who plays the main guy. I don't know his name, but I know him as the Polka Dot Man or whatever in the Suicide Squad. I think I like him as an actor. I thought that he did a good job. But yeah, I enjoyed it.
I literally know nothing about that movie, just like the poster. I don't think I've even seen a trailer to it.
Yeah, I would go in blind. Yeah, I would go in blind.
All right, number 3 for me. Like I said, my list. They really shouldn't be here, but I didn't have a lot of options for what I really liked. But I did have fun with this movie, and a lot of people don't like it, and I guess I kind of understand why. But it's Roadhouse with Jake Gyllenhaal. I thought he was great in the role, but I like the action. The UFC fighter.
Conor McGregor.
Yeah, I thought he was great. A lot of people say he's just playing himself. I don't know him. Like, I know nothing about it. I know what he looks like, and that's about it. But I thought he was great as the villain. He wasn't, a cookie cutter villain. I mean, he was fun.
Yeah.
But the action scenes were great. I really like Jake in this, though. Jake is why I really enjoyed it. And I actually, this is controversial. I think he did it better than Patrick Swayze.
Ooh, that is controversial.
The movie's not better, but I thought his performance as Dalton was better.
Yeah, that's
I'm not a big Patrick Swayze guy though, so I love him in like Ghost, Point Break. There was Dirty Dancing even, but Roadhouse was never one of my favorite films growing up. So.
Yeah. All right, number 2 for me would be Twisters.
I get it, because it could have made my honorable mentions as well. It snuck in.
It was, I thought it was fun. I thought that Glenn Powell was his name. I thought he's had some really good movies this year. Like The Hitman was actually really good. I didn't put it on my list though, but yeah. And then Twisters, I thought that they captured enough essence of the original. I wish that Helen Hunt would have been in it.
Yeah.
For some reason, I would love to have had her.
She was originally supposed to be the mother of the main girl.
Yeah, I thought that would have
made sense.
Yeah, that'd been better. But other than that, I liked it. I liked it.
One quick question about Glenn Powell. Is he the next Tom Cruise?
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that he has charm about him. He has charisma, and I think he can hold the camera. Yeah, so. I think maybe he's Tom Cruise without the baggage.
So far.
Yeah, so far.
All right. That was your number 2?
Mm-hmm.
My number 2, an animated movie that came out recently, Moana 2. Putting Dwayne in there again. I really liked it. I felt should be in honorable mentions. Some people don't like it, apparently, if you go by what people are saying on Letterboxd, but I really liked it. I thought the story was good. It was an unnecessary sequel, but I still had a good time with it. I like Dwayne more in this one than I did the first one.
Mm-hmm.
He had a lot more to do. He got to show off his comedy. He got to show off his dramatic, voice. But I love Moana better than this too. I actually prefer the sequel over the original, but the original story's better.
You kind of prefer all sequels.
Not true. Not true. I don't prefer Scream 2 over Scream.
This is true. No one does.
Or I Still Know What You Did Last Summer over I Know What You Did Last Summer. Or Die Hard 2 over Die Hard.
That's true. Okay, I understand. I stand corrected.
Or Rocky 2 over Rocky.
Okay, I understand. All right.
I'm really thinking here.
But you like you like Friday the 13th too, open one.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it was the first one I saw.
Yeah.
So I'm biased. Plus, it's got real Jason in it.
Yeah. Number one for me, honorable mention is If.
No,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought that.
But it should be fair.
I thought that. John Krasinski did a great job of directing it. I thought that Ryan Reynolds was not Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds was good in it. And then Steve Carell was the voice of Blue, I think, something like that. I thought it was a cute movie, and it gave me the feels at one point in it. So yeah,
I agree.
It was a good movie.
Number one, major worst films of the year. I think.
Shut the door, honey.
It was like low, but I think it made it.
Shut that door.
Jackpot. John Cena, Aquafina. I had a lot of fun with this movie. I didn't expect to. I thought it was ridiculous, but I thought John was great in it. I actually really liked Aquafina in this. And I think the only other movie I really like her in is probably Shang-Chi.
Hey, don't put no toys in those cages. All right.
But, I had a lot of fun with Jackpot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. So that's our honorable mention. Jackpot. Yeah. Yeah, it just didn't, it made my worse.
I know. I had fun with it, though.
All right. So how are we going to do this 20?
25?
Yeah. Is it 25?
You told me 25.
Oh, I didn't put 25. Oh, my bad.
And we're live. I mean, I guess I can take out the top first 20.
No.
First 5.
No, let me. I can do a live. I can do a live. Here we go.
Oh man.
Activity.
How did you want to do this?
All right. Well, I'll do this. All right. Number 5 for me would be
25.
Number 25 for me would be The Forge. It's a Christian movie, but I thought it was well done. I thought it had a great story. It kind of got me on fire for Christ. And it made it just kind of makes you want to be more on fire for doing what God wants you to do. So The Forge would be my number 25. And then I put my number 24. I'm going to just go ahead and knock out my 25 through 24. 25 through 21.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. 24 would be That Christmas. I thought it was fun. I thought that it was. It made me want to see more of the people there, like a TV show maybe with the kids and stuff. I thought it was excellent little film.
I agree. It's on my list.
Number 23 would be The Piano Lesson. It's done by Denzel's kids, but it stars Denzel's son in there. John.
The one you don't really like.
Yeah, but it was.
He's good.
It was good. It was. It's you could tell it's a stage play by the way that the dialogue and stuff. But Samuel Jackson's in it. Danielle Deadweiler's in it. I thought it gave me good vibes. I really enjoyed just watching it. And they had only a few settings, few places. The set. And it's it pulls us off. It's more of like a haunted movie, a haunted house film with the ghost of the past. Number 22 would be. I say Christmas Eve in Miller's Point. It's like a nostalgic type of Christmas movie where this family gets together in Miller's Point and Christmas Eve and they in their traditions. It can be chaotic because Christmas Eve is also chaotic. And I felt that. I thought it was a fun little film. I was never bored watching it,
Yeah.
And then number 21. No, 20, right?
21.
21
You know,
is Carry On. It gave me Die Hard vibes. It's not Die Hard. Die Hard is a better film, but it gave me those vibes.
What I would compare it more to, it's part of Die Hard, but Die Hard 2.
Yeah.
And I do feel it's better than Die Hard 2.
Yeah, it's much better than Die Hard 2. But that's my
25 through 21.
Yep.
Okay.
Go for it.
25 for me is a Netflix original movie. It's a shark movie.
Okay.
Under Paris. Now, I will be honest. For the first act and a half, I wasn't feeling it. But when it really goes crazy, it sold everything. I want to see it again, and I'm looking forward to the sequel that was announced. So I had fun with it. This shark literally destroys Paris.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it's not really the shark that's destroying Paris. It's the people there that
Yeah,
literally destroy Paris.
It's like if the people in what's the bay in Jaws? What's it called? Amity. Yeah. It's like if they were just complete idiots and just continue to do stuff after people say, no, don't do this. But yeah, go ahead.
Number 24, Twisters. As he said, I thought it was a fun movie. I liked Glenn Powell in it, but I felt like as it went on, his character kind of changed.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you could say that's growing as a character, but I don't know. It was fun. It had enough like the original.
Shut the door in there.
But it wasn't as good as the original. But it was fun. It was a fun movie. Number 23 for me, you mentioned it. Carry On. Mm-hmm. I liked it more for Jason Bateman though. Mm-hmm. I just thought he was really good. I want to see more serious Jason Bateman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was great in it.
But I enjoyed it. It did make me remember Die Hard, just because of the setting. It's on Christmas. It's in the airport. It's a terrorist situation. I mean, it's just not action packed like Die Hard. But it's I think that worked in its favor. Mm-hmm. 22 for me, horror film that came out this year, Long Legs, with Nick Cage. It was an interesting ride. It felt like something from like a Hannibal universe, to me. Mm-hmm. Like that's what I got from like Silence of the Lambs type vibes. I really enjoyed it though. I didn't see the ending coming like it went, but I had a good time with it. And number 21 was an Apple original, starring Matt Damon and Casey Affleck, The Investigators. It's a simple story, but I had a lot of fun with it. I really enjoyed that movie. This is when Matt Damon's playing a fun character. It's just it flows so well. I wish he would do more fun characters than the over the top serious.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's 21 for me.
All right.
How are we doing? We'll
do 5 at a time. Do 5 at a time. That's fine. Okay. All right. So 20 for me would be Boy Kills World. That's honestly my favorite Bill Skarsgård movie this year. I didn't like Nosferatu. I didn't even realize it's him until like afterwards. So I asked, who played Dracula, Count Orlok, and they said it was Bill Skarsgård. And I was like, oh, okay. But no, I like Boy Kills World. I thought it was campy. It just kept me interested, kept me laughing at some parts, and I thought the action was pretty good in it. Number 19 for me is Speak No Evil. I thought that Speak No Evil. I thought that what's his name?
I forgot his name.
Yeah, not Ewan McGregor.
No, it's not Ewan McGregor.
The guy that plays Professor X. That guy. Anyway, he's great as Unhinged. He's so excellent as an unhinged person. And very believable, and so I really enjoyed that movie. And I hated the original. I hated the original. It just made me so mad watching the original. So this one I enjoyed.
If it's because of the father, I understand.
It's because the father. Just like I don't believe nobody would not fight back. Father would fight back, and I feel like you wouldn't just allow folks to just like do this to your family. You'll give, you know. I just felt like that the father in the original just didn't have no, you know, gumption.
Yeah, I mean, I felt that watching this one, and if he's worse than the original, I was like, oh man.
Yeah, he is. And now the wife, the mom, she's the one that kind of fought back. She had to fight. But yeah.
Mackenzie Davis, yeah, she's good. I liked her in this. Can't think of his name. Crazy.
It's I can't think of his name. You'll remember it.
I will.
Number 18 for me would be Trap. M. Night Shyamalan makes my list with Trap. I thought Josh Hartnett was great and believable as like the serial killer, and I was actually wanted the camera to stick with him and just follow him around. I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I thought as far as characters go, he's got my vote for like best character.
Mm.
Like obviously I know he's not gonna get nominated for an Oscar, but I can't think of one person I thought was better than him in a role. I just think he's amazing in it.
Yep. Do I end with 16?
Yeah.
All right. 17. Wild Robot. I like Wild Robot. I thought that's probably one of the best animated movies I've seen this year. I thought they had heart. Lupita Nyong'o, I think that's her, who does the voice of the robot. I thought that she was great. I thought the animation was great, and gave me good feelings watching it. Number 16, and then I guess turn it over to you.
Yep.
Is Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. I like Anya Taylor-Joy. I thought that she has to do a lot of acting just through her eyes and stuff like that, and she got the greatest eyes for just like doing that. And then also I like Chris Hemsworth too, as like this insane leader of the bad guys. You know, just like I enjoyed it.
I gave it a positive score, but I have mixed feelings on it.
Mm-hmm.
It's similar to my feelings on the Planet of the Apes movie, and I think there was enough there that was good. It just felt like something was missing.
Yeah.
Obviously Max is missing, but
Planet of Apes did not make my list at all.
Yeah, it didn't make mine either. But I don't know. I mean, I liked Anna in the movie. I love Chris in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
I think including the other people from which I mean I know that's where she's at in Fury Road, but I think they could have left that out for this movie because it's a prequel. I mean, but they wanted it to connect to that. I get it, but I thought those characters kind of took me out of the movie. But yeah, okay, yeah.
I agree. I can agree with that.
Number 20 for me, The Fall Guy. What was it? Too high for you?
No, it's my it's on my list, but yeah.
Yeah, I had fun with it. I thought it was a very enjoyable action film. Ryan Gosling is just man.
Ryan was great.
I'm really becoming a big fan of his. He's just I think
he was funny. He was engaging. And then I loved Duke. I forget his name. Winston Duke. I thought he was great as like best friend.
James McAvoy. I knew it.
James McAvoy.
I don't know why Winston Duke triggered it.
Well, I'm glad he did. James McAvoy. Look earlier and you'll see what we're talking about. Go ahead. That's good.
Sorry. It just hit and it had to come out.
Yeah.
Once it hit. Number 19 for me, I know this is going to be sacrilegious for a lot of people, but Dune Part 2. I liked it. But it was more for Austin Butler than Timothy
Chalamet.
Whatever he was.
Yeah, no, Austin was great.
Yeah, I was disappointed with what they did with Batista's character though.
Yeah, that's why I didn't make my list. It just it didn't make my list at all because of those little flaws. I just felt like I couldn't really put it on my list.
Yeah, I understand. I felt that I was obligated to put it on more than I actually enjoyed it. But it made my list. Number 19. Number 18 was a Western people are hating on from Kevin Costner.
Oh, that 3 hour one?
Yeah. I actually really enjoy it. If you look at it from the point of view of this is more of a miniseries than an actual movie. I think you'll enjoy it more. It gave me Lonesome Dove vibes. So I really enjoyed the characters. I enjoy it. I'm curious to how they're all gonna connect. Obviously, they're going to this town, but I can't wait to see what happens next.
Yeah.
I like Kevin Costner in it. I think he did a great job directing. A lot of people are hating on it, but I actually really enjoyed it. I got it for my dad for Christmas. I think he's going to really enjoy it.
I imagine so. If you're a Western fan, you'll probably love it.
Yeah. Number 17, major honorable mentions, Beetlejuice. I agree with you. I wanted more Michael Keaton. I wanted more Beetlejuice.
I wanted more Beetlejuice, yeah.
This is my issue with Beetlejuice. Movies. He's in the title.
But
yet he's not
really
shown.
Yeah, I agree.
We spend
That's
a lot
how
of
you
time
gonna feel about
with,
Nosferatu.
we spend a lot of time with Winona Ryder's character, and I was concerned about Jenna Ortega. I thought she was gonna have like 90% of the film, and she doesn't. And I liked her in this. I was concerned because I think she's getting a little bit too big. How she acted with Scream.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed it, but it made me want more Michael Keaton. And the ending, Dream, I wish that was real. It's messed up to say, but it was hilarious.
Yeah.
I want more Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
And it's shocking because I wasn't interested because I'm not a big Tim Burton fan.
You know what didn't make my list, and I thought about it. Yeah, I was like, what movie was I going to add on my honorable mentions or whatever? And it was Salem's Lot, the movie that came out on HBO Max.
Oh yeah, you really liked it.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought that was. I thought that I loved what they did with the crosses. You know how the guy glowed.
Yeah.
I thought it was different. You know, and I liked that how they had it take place in a drive-in and stuff. I liked it, but yeah, it didn't make my list.
Number 16 for me, Godzilla x Kong: The New Empire. I liked it. I felt though it's probably the weakest film in the whole saga of Godzilla and Kong. But I had fun with it. It did what it was supposed to. It gave us some pretty cool epic battles with Kong, and I forget the villain's character's name.
I totally forgot the Bad Kong, whatever.
Yeah, it did something that I wanted it to do. Showcase more Kong, but it made me miss Godzilla. Which I wanted more Kong, and I got it, but I felt disappointed because
you didn't get as much Godzilla.
Godzilla, yeah. It really should be 50-50 when you do these type of movies, and it hasn't been. Strange enough, but yeah.
I agree. That didn't make my list at all.
I figured. I mean, I can understand.
Number 15 for me. So it's 15 through 12. Is that it?
15 through 11.
Through 11. Okay. 15 is The Fall Guy. You already mentioned it. I enjoyed it. I thought it was like a love letter to stunt actors. And I like Emma. I like Emma Watson. Is her name? Emma.
Oh no.
Emma. John Krasinski's wife. Yeah. Emma. I feel like her name's Emma.
It is Emma. That's not Watson. That's from Harry Potter.
You'll get this eventually. But yeah, I liked her in it. I thought that her and not Ryan Gosling. Is Ryan Gosling?
Yeah, it's Ryan.
Yeah, man, these guys are confusing sometimes. I feel like they had good chemistry together, and I loved it. I loved it. All right, so
no, it's not Thompson.
It's not Stone. It's all right. Number 14 for me would be, you already mentioned in your honorable mentions, I think, is Long Legs. Long Legs was, I thought Nicolas Cage was the best part of that movie. He was just so...
He was
creepy. It was like, he was utterly creepy. And I thought it got muddled in some parts of it, but I thought that Nicolas Cage, it kept me kind of thinking about it, and it didn't leave my mind for a while. So Long Legs is number 14 for me. Number 13, you don't get mad, Deadpool and Wolverine.
That's high.
It's very high. But I enjoyed it. I thought that Ryan Reynolds and you know,
Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman did a great job. I loved the Channing Tatum cameo. I loved the Wesley Snipes cameo. That was my favorite cameo in it, and it makes me want Wesley back as Blade than Mahershala Ali. I'm not saying anything against him. I'm not gonna ever feel like anybody other than Wesley Snipes is Blade. It's just in my opinion.
There's only one Blade.
There's only one Blade. That's what he said. But yeah, I absolutely enjoyed Deadpool and Wolverine. I thought it was a fun time. I absolutely enjoyed that movie. Number 12 for me is Abigail.
It's close to where mine is.
Yeah, Abigail was just the cast. For the longest time, I had them as my best ensemble cast selection when I doing for the Music City Film Critics Association. I had them as the best ensemble because I thought that the cast in it was so good. But eventually, I had to take them out and move it with someone else. But I loved Mr. What's his name? What's his name? Not Frank. Is his name Frank?
The main one.
The main
guy is named Frank.
Yeah, I love Frank. I thought that he's been on the road. He's been in Godzilla and King Kong one. He's been in Cuckoo. But in this movie you can tell he had fun.
Oh yeah.
In that role, and I had fun watching the movie. I thought it was great. All right, and then the last one, number 11, is In a Violent Nature. I enjoyed In a Violent Nature. I thought it gave me Friday 13th vibes.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like playing a video game of Friday 13th, and I loved how it just follows our main character, and it's a lot of boringness in, like, if you think about it, if you're Jason, it'll be a little boring until you get to kill people, and that's what makes his kills so satisfying because he's so bored, and it's the only joy he gets, you know.
Yeah, I mean, there are original kills. And
such
original kills. I mean, that one kill at the ledge.
Yeah,
I mean,
the yoga kill. That was original. I've never seen that, like you said. But I absolutely love that movie. I gave it. I think it was one of my first 5-star films on Letterboxd. I gave. I loved it. I had no problem with it. So, and I'm glad I went in blind, like didn't watch any trailers, and just was able to enjoy it.
That was your 11?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 15 for me is a Christian film I saw earlier this year, Ordinary Angels.
With your boy
Reacher. Yeah.
Reacher. He's gonna always be Reacher.
And Hilary Swank.
Swank. I liked him in. You didn't like League of.
I didn't love it.
Yeah, I liked him in it.
I mean, he was fine in that.
It didn't make my list though.
Henry was good in it.
Yeah.
I mean, he had some good actors. It just didn't. I didn't connect with the story.
Yeah.
But Ordinary Angels, I just seeing people come together to help this little girl. It just warmed my heart. I'm not afraid to say it. I cried in the theater when I was watching it. It just really touched my heart. I don't want to spoil too much about it because I think it's such
worth watching.
It's worth watching.
Yeah.
And Alan is really good in the movie.
Reacher.
I'm really looking forward to other projects he gets other than Reacher.
And I'm glad he's getting work.
Yeah, he's got a lot of talent. I give him that. He's more than muscle.
That's what I got from him. Like that's what I was thinking about in the League movie or whatever. I thought that the difference between him and like Dwayne Johnson is I felt like he has a lot more range, and like the fact that he can do such a serious film and turn around and do such a violent film and stuff like that. You know, I think that, you know, that's my issue with The Rock is I feel like The Rock is just one note for most part.
He's gonna try to change that.
We'll see how that goes
with smashing something. I don't know. It's a biopic about that UFC fighter.
Oh yeah, it's Oscar bait.
If he gets nominated, his career will change.
Yeah, his trajectory will change. Yeah.
Number 14 for me was an Apple original, I believe, with
I know what it is.
Brad Pitt and George Clooney, Wolves.
It didn't make my list, but I love it.
I had such a good time with it. A lot of people I see on Letterboxd hating on it. It just I don't understand. It's a fun movie. You don't have to take everything so seriously. Their chemistry is what works for this movie. It's just I ain't gonna spoil anything at all. It was a really fun movie. I'm not the biggest George Clooney guy, but when he works with Brad Pitt or even Matt Damon, that's when I think he's at his best.
Yeah.
When he's working with others that can lift him up, in that sense. But I thought it was a wonderful movie. 13 for me is actually a Jason Statham movie.
Beekeeper.
The Beekeeper. Yeah, I had.
It was on my list at one point.
It's basically a John Wick knockoff, but I forgive that because it was so much fun watching Jason Statham do his thing, and I'm not the biggest Statham guy, but I really enjoyed it. I think this is like my favorite action movie that stars him. Like he just never has done it for me.
Yeah,
in that
I agree.
in that way. Number 12 was Love Lies Bleeding.
That didn't make my list. I loved it though.
I love this movie.
Yeah, it was a great movie.
When you get to the twist at the end, it made me mark out because I'm such a big fan of what it was doing. I'm not gonna spoil it for anybody, but I love that.
Yeah,
I love the story. I thought Kristen Stewart was great.
I love the close up of the muscles and the veins, and I thought that it was really it was such a good movie. Yeah, that actress was really good. Kristen Stewart, like you said, was great.
Ed Harris, I mean, for what he was playing, he was great. But it's Ed Harris. You expect greatness from Ed Harris. But I loved him in that. Abigail is number 11 for me.
Yeah, it was close.
Yeah, it was close. I agree with everything you said about Abigail. The cast was great. The guy that played Frank, I first saw him in The Guest. He was great in that as well. He channeled, in my opinion, just my opinion, once he becomes what he becomes, I'm not going to spoil it for people that have never seen it or don't know what it is, he channels Bill Paxton in Near Dark.
Yeah, definitely.
But my favorite character is actually Kevin Durant, the big guy.
Yeah, he was
stupid.
Yeah.
He just played it so perfectly.
That's my favorite role with him in it.
Yeah. But I love Melissa as well.
She's Joey.
Yeah, she's just she's fun to watch.
Yep.
On screen. She's like becoming one of my favorite actresses to this day. I really loved her in that. But I thought it was a great movie. It was a fun movie, and in this subgenre, you don't get a lot of great fun movies in that subgenre anymore. So you got to take them when you get them. Number
10 for me would be Blink Twice. It's
close to mine.
Yeah, it's Lenny Kravitz and Lisa Monet's kid, Zoe Kravitz, her directorial debut. I thought for her directorial debut, she did a great job. I loved the cast. I love seeing Haley Joel Osment. Him being. I love just the fact that he's acting again, and I love that. And it just was a fun movie, and it's very messed up in some points, but yeah, I thought it was fun. I really enjoyed it. Number 9 for me is Transformers 1. Transformers 1 is probably the best animated film I've seen this year. It was, and the graphics in it doesn't look the greatest, but it is on purpose. It kind of gives that rushed animation style, which is great, And then I believe Optimus Prime and Megatron, is it? I believe their friendship. I can understand why they went the ways that they went. I thought it was fun. Origin movie, a great origin movie. Probably the best Transformers movie ever.
Me and Dawson had this conversation last night in the car. He started with Sonic, but it ended up going to Transformers. I told him, in my opinion, it's the best Transformers movie I've ever seen.
I agree.
And thankfully, Michael Bay had nothing to do with it.
Michael Bay had zero to do with it. That's great. Number 8 for me is Heretic with Hugh Grant.
I can finally watch it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's great, man. It's just it's dialogue heavy, but you're not bored. You're like hanging on to every word and just the situation, and you like screaming at the screen saying "Get out," leave, what you're doing, And I really enjoyed it. Heretic was number 8 for me. Number 7 is Cuckoo. Um, Cuckoo. Uh, it takes place in, I want to say, Germany or Sweden or something like that, and it also has the dude from Abigail that played Frank. He's in it.
Yeah.
He's the villain. He's the main villain, and he
Just
eats.
look at him.
He eats the screen up, and he's just like every time. And
Dan Stevenson.
Yeah, Dan Stevenson, and he has one of the best, like that. Not him, but that movie has some of the best scares that I've seen in a horror movie this year. Like subtle scares that was like kind of creepy. It creeped me out. So I think hopefully you get to watch it and you'll like it. Number 6 for me, and then I'll turn it to you, is Conclave with Ray Fiennes.
Never heard of it.
It's on Peacock. He is it's like the Pope dies, and they are holding a conclave to find out who's going to be the next Pope, and they're casting votes. But it's very suspenseful. It's like a thriller almost, but there's no like murder and stuff. But it's just dialogue heavy. But you stay interested the whole time, and just like I was engaged watching the whole movie, and I was like, I enjoyed it. It's a 5-star movie, 5-star in the heart. I enjoyed it.
Number 10 for me, you mentioned it earlier. If I thought John as a director, he's just growing. But even as an actor, I mean, he's more than what he was on The Office. I never did see his Jack Ryan show, but I love him in this. He pulls on my heartstrings in this movie. Ryan Reynolds is, I'm not throwing you under the bus here, but if you are one of those people that think he plays the same character in every movie, this will change your mind.
Mm-hmm.
I love Ryan. I just love him in this. I love the message in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
It was. I wanted it to put it higher. Honestly, I wanted it to be in my top 5, but
there's others.
Yeah, there was other things I really liked more, but it's the perfect family film. It will pull on your heartstrings though. Number 9 for me was close to yours. Blink Twice.
Mm-hmm.
I love the message at the beginning though. If you are triggered by control, just make sure this is a fictional story. Don't. And I'm not gonna go into details about my personal situation, but I resonated with this movie. And that may be why it's so high on my list. But I really like Channing Tatum in this movie. It's a different version of Channing that I've seen. I thought he was really good. As you said, Haley Jones, good to see him.
Mm-hmm.
The main girl was great. All the girls.
Mm-hmm.
The girl from Hitman was even in this. Yeah. She was good. Christian Slater, it's good to see you,
Christian
buddy.
Slater was great, yeah. It was good seeing him.
I hope you get more roles. I hope, I hope Our Robot has resurrected your career. I haven't seen the show, but I hope.
Is Our Robot?
Yeah,
I think he's also in the new Dexter show.
Is he?
I think he's
good for Chris. I'm happy for you, Christian Slater.
I think he's in that Dexter show.
I really am. I'm happy for you. So, but the movie, the message of the movie, I disagree with the ending. I wouldn't personally have done that.
Yeah.
But I understand it.
Why she did it.
Yeah, I understood why it went the way it went. It will, in my opinion, if someone's ever tried to control you, it will trigger.
It would be triggering, yeah.
It will trigger you.
And gaslight you and things like that, yeah.
Yeah. Number 8 is a Netflix original movie, and I'm glad I watched it because I had no desire to see it because I just think Netflix original movies are going to suck. Mm-hmm. It's a Christmas movie. He mentioned it earlier, That Christmas. Mm-hmm. It just brought joy to me when I was watching it. I have recommended that movie to more people than I recommended anything.
Yeah, you did. That's the reason why I watched it, because you recommended it.
I recommended it to you. I recommended it to Cody. I even recommended it to my son to watch with his mom. Mm-hmm. To help them bond. I think it will. I can't remember if his name's Davy or
I forget the kid's name. The main kid?
Danny. That story arc with him and his mom just touched me so much. You know, I didn't care for the girl that wanted to change Christmas. A lot of people got upset about that because you know it's like, don't watch if you're a Christian. That's like get the opening scene, what they were trying, what she was trying to do.
Yeah, it didn't bother me.
She's just a curious girl. You know, wanting to change Christmas. I didn't like that story arc all that much, but it didn't.
You didn't dwell on it either. So.
Yeah, I didn't dwell. I love the teacher that everyone hates that Danny gets close to.
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
The parents were stupid. I don't know what parent leaves their kids on Christmas Eve.
With a storm coming in.
Yeah, I don't know, but they were stupid. They deserved what they got. But anyway, it was just a heartwarming story though with the kids, and I really loved it. Okay. Number 7, You're a Monster. I resonated with this movie. I like Don't Blink. I just resonated with it. I love Melissa in this movie. And at a certain point, I was like, what? When we get to the end, I was like, but what happened earlier? What's going on? But I get it. I'm not going to spoil it, but I get it. I liked it. I don't agree with that ending. Yeah. But her performance in this she's great. I mean, she stole the show. She is such a good actress. Like, I mean, I think this may be my favorite performance of hers. Although she does wonderful in Scream, what she's dealing with in that regard. But I had a great time watching this. I thought it was a great movie. Number 6 for me is a coming-of-age story that I think you recommended. I'm not sure, but I think you recommended it. Snack Shack.
Yeah, I did.
This movie blew me away. Like, I wasn't expecting much from it, but
it's a Prime original. Yeah.
I had such a good time with it. I love the best friends. I believe that story. The girl that comes between them, believe that as well. What happens at the end kind of reminded me of the pilot to Wonder Years. But it is of the last few years, we've got some pretty good coming of age stories. It makes me think of my childhood when you would watch them constantly. Yeah. They were making them all the time. I hope that subgenre actually comes back.
Yeah, me too.
It does your heart good to see stuff like that. Makes you think of your own childhood, and I don't know. I really like that movie though. Couldn't tell you one person in it, but I really liked it.
Yeah. Is that it?
That's number 6 for me.
All right, so number 5 through 1.
Is that how we're doing it?
Yeah.
5 through 1?
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 5 for me would be Diddy, or D-I-D-I, not Diddy as in P. Diddy, but D-I-D-I. It's a movie about like this little Asian kid who's like a month before his school starts back. It's like his remaining summer, and him trying to fit in with older kids and trying to, talk to the girls. It just reminded me of being a kid and how awkward I was as a teenager and how cringy you was as a teenager. And you're like, oh God, don't do that. Don't do that. But you thought you're talking to yourself while you're watching, like, oh man, come on, bro, don't do it. Because you can look back now and think, that's not a good idea. And so I thought it was really well done. I hope that it gets Oscar nominated because it's a really good movie. But I don't know if it'll get the love. It's really good. The mom, she's struggling as a mother who's essentially raising her kids. Her husband is in Japan or somewhere. He's somewhere, and she's essentially left to raise their kids. And then his mom is living with them, and so that's that judgment of the mom, like why your kids doing this? It's not good parenting, things like that. So, and you can see the stress on her face being a mother. I thought it was really good. Number 4 is Anora. Anora is a movie about a stripper who essentially lands a prince or royalty from like Russia or something like that, and ends up getting married to him, and they're trying to, and then like he runs away, and so it's just like them trying to find him because the people that's with her, wants the marriage to get annulled, whereas she's trying to get him to convince him to let's stay married, and he's just like a young immature guy, and it's a good movie, man. It stars the lady from Scream, the one that was the killer with Dennis Quaid's kid.
Oh, Jack.
Yeah, Jack, and
I don't know the girl's name.
yeah, but that girl, she's in it, and she's very nude, but but because she's a stripper, but she is a, but you can see how she's kind of being screwed over in her life, and it kind of comes out. You can see why she has a shell up and things like that. So it's called Honora. They call it Annie in the movie, but her name's Honora. Number 3 is Saturday Night, which is it's like it's like the first few hours before the first Saturday Night Live episode. The guy that plays Chevy Chase, so believable. The guy that played Billy Crystal's believable. Dan Aykroyd.
I was gonna ask you about Dan and like Belushi.
Yeah, Belushi.
Bill Murray.
Yeah, Bill Murray.
I didn't know Chevy Chase was actually one of the originals.
Yeah, he was. But Billy Crystal was in there. Billy Crystal was supposed to be slated to perform the first night, but obviously time ran, so he couldn't do it. But the guy that had played Billy Crystal was so believable as Billy Crystal. Like he talked like Billy. Think about Billy in City Slickers. This is how he sounds, and he has that like little curly mullet thing that he had, and you're like, if you want to do a Billy Crystal movie, dude, you should be who they get be Billy. Yeah, man, it gave me feels, and it's probably one of my favorite movies I've seen of the year. Number 2, one of the earliest movies I've seen this year, I think it's early, Alien Romulus. There was probably, I'd say, I agree with you when you say it's the best horror movie of the year.
Oh, I definitely think it's the best horror movie.
I felt like it was engaging. It's probably the best. It's great. It had great horror. It was a good time. It's a good movie. It's not perfect, but the things that's not perfect in it, you overlook it because the movie was great. All right, number
2 for you.
Yep, number 2. Number 1 for me is The Substance, with Demi Moore and I forget her name.
Dennis
something
Quaid's in it, right?
Yeah, Dennis Quaid. Dennis Quaid is so good in it. Dennis Quaid. Yeah, Dennis Quaid. No, I say Dennis Quaid. Dennis Quaid, he's in it. It's about this. It's about this actress that is trying to recapture her stardom, but she's being pushed out by Dennis Quaid for no younger model, essentially, and so she tries to take control of that by using the substance that allows her to live within her youth, but there's a lot of rules with it. And you gotta stay true to the rules, or you have consequences. And it's such a good movie. It's a body horror.
Yeah, I've heard
and
many good things.
It's just the most insane movie. There's a scene in it that's so surreal, but I was like, I love it. I love it. It's just like so weird, and I loved it. That's it.
Well, that's your number 1.
Yep.
Okay. Like mine could change on the fly here, but number 5 for me, Deadpool and Wolverine. I had such a good time with this. It's not for me. It's not perfect because of all the Deadpools we see at the end of the movie.
Yeah,
I thought that
muddled.
was a little bit too much, but I agree with you. The cameos were great. Channing Tatum, give him his movie. Give him the movie. I mean, he deserves it. I agree. Wesley Snipes, best cameo in the movie. Give him back Blade. I didn't even mind. I can't think of
Chris Evans. I loved his little cameo.
Well, Chris Evans was fun too.
It's a fun twist on that. You thought Cap, but
which is coming. He's returning to play.
Okay.
In the new Avengers movie.
Oh wow! I don't know.
But it ain't gonna be what you think. But he's coming back. But yeah, I agree. Him as Johnny Storm. That was a nice twist. It was, even what's her name played Elektra.
Jennifer Garner.
I didn't mind that either. I kind of wish we could have got a Ben Affleck cameo, but
They actually crapped on Ben Affleck.
I know. I was like, but the real cameo that I wanted and I was hoping for was Nick Cage
Oh yeah,
as Johnny as
Ghost
Ghost
Rider.
Rider.
Yeah.
But didn't happen. They asked him, he just turned it down because he could do that now. He don't need the money.
Yeah,
he can
true.
turn down stuff, and
Which is good for him. He can do it.
yeah, I mean,
Bad for us because we love to see it.
Yeah, but the movie itself, the chemistry between Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds is off the charts.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this was one of my favorite Hugh Jackman performances as Wolverine.
Yep.
Maybe it's not the Wolverine we grew up with or watched for 20 years, but it's just a different variation, but it's still a lot of that old Wolverine. But I really liked the movie. I liked the story. I thought it was... Marvel's had 2 really good movies in probably the last 5 years, which was this and Guardians, Volume 3. But yeah, I mean, it was a great movie. I had a lot of fun with it. But number 4, nostalgia for me. Will Smith, Martin Lawrence, Bad Boys, Ride or Die. I really liked it. I had a lot of laughs during that movie. Especially from Martin. I mean, it was because I thought the third one they kind of took him out of the equation, and they let him come back in this and let him be Martin. I haven't seen this version of Martin in like
in a long time.
In a really long time. Like I kind of forgot Will Smith was part of it. It's essentially, but when they're bickering, it's great. It takes me back to the original Bad Boys. And I love seeing Joe again and his little cameo. I forgot his name, but the son-in-law, he went John Wick on him. And I just love the movie. I look forward to the future. I don't know how long Will Martin's going to take place in the future, but I look forward to it. I can see Martin doing more.
Yeah.
Like a supervisor role, you know, the new captain. I feel like that's kind of
that'd be a good little ease, yeah.
But yeah, I really enjoyed it. Number 3, I'm gonna keep it. Alien Romulus. It was my number 1 movie for such a long time. I had an issue with the ending of the Prometheus looking thing, but that doesn't take away from the whole movie. It is a great movie. It's a great comeback for Alien.
Yep.
I love the android, Andy. He's great. Best android I've ever seen, like in cinema history, in my opinion. Like he was just great. I love the throwback to the original Alien. That dude.
Yep.
Even though it's CG.
It's CG and he's dead.
he's gone, but it brought me back to the original Alien, and I had a lot of fun with it. It was also the first time I showed Dawson an Alien movie, so he didn't really know the throwbacks or the callbacks, but he really enjoyed it too. But anyway, my number 2 movie, I'm gonna change it. Okay, my number 2 is gonna be Transformers 1.
So you just switched the one?
Yeah, switch 1 and 2.
Okay.
Transformers 1 was such a beautiful, enthralling story between Megatron and what's his name?
Optimus
Prime, yeah.
Yeah.
You see how they get their names. You see the friendship. You see what they believe is the betrayal from each, and you can't really argue either point of view. They both feel they're right, and it broke my heart.
Yeah.
Watching that come to play, because I was having such a good time with these characters.
Very, very Magneto and Professor X like.
Yeah, it was. Like, I agree, it's the best animated film of the year. It's the best Transformers film I've ever seen. I didn't think Transformers could be this good. Because I haven't seen it like this since I was a kid, watching the Transformers show. But even that, I mean, this is a beautiful film.
I agree.
Chris Hemsworth, great job. I don't know who played Megatron.
The dude from Godzilla, the dude, the kind of dude that has a podcast.
Okay.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, he was great.
Yeah, he did a good job.
He was great. I mean, I love Bumblebee. But for once, I thought Bumblebee wasn't, the show stealer.
No.
It was really prime.
Is Aquafina in it?
Yes.
Okay. Thought so. I
Yes.
thought that was her voice.
Yeah, she was in it too. So yeah, I had a really great time. My number one movie, because I just can't find any faults with this movie. Zendaya, tennis movie. Challengers.
Challengers. Okay.
I really can't. I thought the story was gripping. I was so invested in this story.
Yeah, great camera angles.
Yeah, the shots with the tennis ball. I mean, it was just
in the shot where like you can see the POV from the tennis court. You're looking up.
And again, it's about a woman coming between two best friends, and but it's beautifully done. Like the one guy that kind of reminds me of Taron Egerton. Is that his name?
Yeah, Taron Egerton. Yeah.
That one guy reminded me of him a lot. Which I think I connected with his character more than I did the other guy, because the other guy was just really cocky.
Yeah, the douchey guy.
Yeah.
The dark haired guy, right?
The more talented one.
Yeah.
But he didn't take it serious. You know, and Zendaya takes everything serious.
Yeah.
But she kind of uses both to stay relevant.
Yeah.
And I thought this was like her best performance. She's growing on me too as an actress.
She did good, yeah.
But yeah, that was my number one movie.
That was our 25 list plus our honorable mentions. What do you want the people to do?
If you like this episode and you want to see more, I haven't said this in like 4 weeks. Click that like, click that subscribe, and comment.
Comment.
Did I miss one? I feel like I missed
share.
One. Share. There you go.
There you go. Well, in the meantime, in between time, Aaron Whitlow,
Brandon Spivey.
Thank you for marking out with us here on the Mark Out Movie Podcast. You have a good rest of your 2024.